Tommy's picking up allies left and right in episode 2, and in episode 3 it looks like the beginnings of his Chicago drug empire. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Power Book 4 Force video. In this video we are talking about episode 3, looking at the trailer and discussing what we can expect. So let's go ahead and get into it. You need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my Power Book 4 videos. But let's talk about it. So the trailer starts off with Tommy talking with Liliana, who we meet who we see again in episode 2. It's a blast from the past. This is such a nostalgic feel-good moment in my opinion, because this is literally the girl from episode 1 of Power where it all began. And it's so crazy because Tommy was dead set on killing this girl. Like, he wanted her in the ground so quickly. He felt like the scar that she got while she was, hit in that elevator was going to be something that stuck with her for life, and eventually she would get resentful and pissed about how her face looked, and then she would ultimately turn on them. So in episode 2 we get to see, like, he comes back because actually she attacks him. He don't even know that she's in the city, but she gets wind of this little white boy with this blue Mustang, and it's like, okay, bet, it's on. That's Tommy. I gotta go find him before he finds me. And because she does that, she makes herself known to him, and then ultimately he like, okay, bet, that's something I gotta take care of. And by the end of the episode he's rolling up on Liliana. Now how he found out where she lives, I don't know, but he said he's just good like that, so we're gonna go with it. But it's really a great thing that he does find her, that they do have the altercation that they have, because he winds up finding a brick of coke in her floorboards with a card on it that has a spider on it that's kind of similar to the Jimenez cartel. So if y'all go back to the original Power, the Jimenez became a big part of storylines that were taking place there between Diego and Alicia and all the mess that they was doing and flipping and turning and all, whatever. They were just huge in reference to being one of the most important connects within the series. Now, it's not necessarily clear if this is still like an off branch or an offshoot of the Jimenez, because these cards are not the exact same. However, I definitely think that it has some kind of ties to it, and I love that they're bringing in these little original Power Easter eggs, from Liliana popping back up to him ultimately getting back into business with a cartel that he's familiar with. I think that this is going to be very cool. And as I mentioned in my episode 2 breakdown, it was like really ridiculous. I mean, Rojas doesn't know this, but I really feel like Dating the Criminals for Dummies book, because the fact that Tommy was literally giving Rojas his whole network at gunpoint in last episode, I was like, what are these people doing? Like, these people are really dumb. So now he has in Liliana a potential connect, and he's already hit 3 spots where he knows that there's clients that could be his new distributors. All he got to do is flip them, and Tommy was charming AF. So this is literally the beginning of his solid drug organization, and I love to see it for him. If you missed it, go check out my episode 2 breakdown where I deep dive into that. But he talks to Liliana like, yo, I could kill you or we could work together, like, what we gonna do? And she's like, I'm always on the side of money. Now, one thing I will say is I don't necessarily trust her, and I don't think that she should trust Tommy, because even with him saying I could kill you or we could work together, it's just like, it's always gonna be this seed in the back of her head of like, will Tommy kill me once this is done? Will Tommy kill me once his organization is established? Like, what is that going to look like? I mean, that could wind up working out for her if she makes herself very integral. Like, later on in this trailer we get to see her going to the meetup with Walter Flynn with Tommy, and she's standing in the background, so clearly she's becoming like lieutenant level, which is cool. But I'm a little bit nervous because Tommy had a lot of vigor in trying to take her out. Now also in this trailer we get to see Claude and Tommy meet for the first time, and she's talking about, I got something that's gonna kick your teeth in 8 times. She's talking about this new drug that she's trying to get her father on, but he won't come aboard. So at some point next episode she's gonna run into Tommy, and she's gonna try to parlay this into Tommy actually taking advantage of this opportunity, and then she's gonna loop her brother in, which is going to be a problem because ultimately Vic had a problem about the parking, but now that he knows that Tommy and Gloria are doing what they doing, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, because Vic is giving all types of insecure white man tease, and I ain't here for it, even though, I mean, Tommy's white man as well, so we about to see this back and forth with these two, but it's gonna be so unnecessary, because at the end of the day we learned in episode 2, like, you ain't with Gloria, Vic, because your father is basically like pure Ireland blood or nothing, so ain't nothing she could do. She need to go on and be happy, and you need to be about this life and want her to be happy as well, and release her, okay? Don't be popping up in her apartment, not giving her back her key, and then stalking her through the window windows. It's giving ghetto. Now we see Vic and Tommy going to some, I guess, drug deal that's going to go wrong with some little artsy white man at this DJ booth, but they look like they're in an art gallery. While this is definitely giving original Power feel, the setups are completely different, and I'm totally here for it. I don't know what's happening. This man pulls out a gun, and then Tommy has to handle it. And I don't trust Tommy and Vic doing any kind of missions together, because while we saw, you know, camaraderie being built with Tommy running those missions with Diamond last episode, Vic is not going to have that same energy. Vic is definitely going to be a snake in the grass. Vic is only going to work with Tommy to the point where he can get to know him better, figure out what his weaknesses are, and take advantage or eliminate him. That's it. That's all. Now, Tommy is also going to have another meeting with Walter Flynn in episode 3, where he's going to kind of reiterate, like, yo, I told you to leave the city and you still here. People normally listen to me. I don't ever really have to deal with people not listening to me. And Tommy, I love his swag and his energy, because he really don't give a, like, he really don't care. And he's like, well, I guess it's a good thing that I'm not one of your people, because here I am. Now, it didn't feel aggressive, and they were definitely in public. So clearly Walter Flynn isn't about to do anything right now in reference to consequences for Tommy not getting out of town. I wonder if this is the setup for Vic and Tommy to actually do something together. So initially I was like, okay, maybe Claude looped them in, right? But I could also see Walter doing it, because Walter is struggling to keep Claudia away from the streets and tell her, like, yo, focus on the money, focus on the fronts, on the legitimate business, and Vic has got the streets. However, Vic is not built for this. Vic doesn't handle everything correctly. So I could definitely see, as like a consequence or as a repayment of like not listening to Walter Flynn from episode 1, Walter's like, yo, I need you to do X, Y, and Z with my son. And then that would make sense as to why Vic isn't actually being ridiculous while him and Tommy are doing these missions. So it's one of those two things. I would love to know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Who actually sends Tommy on this mission with Vic? Is it Claudia or is it Walter Flynn? And how long do you think it's going to be until Walter gets wind of Claudia not taking no for an answer and setting up her own little side organization? Because that storyline is going to be everything to me. But y'all, that is my quick breakdown of the preview for episode 3, Power Book 4 Force season 1. Let me know all your predictions, theories, and thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out, and I will see you in the next one.